Hey, so welcome to the VET S.O.S Veteran Entrepreneur Spotlight. Hey, so remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Make sure you grab that VET S.O.S Lifeline. So the Veteran Entrepreneur Spotlight is proud to be affiliated with the Neil Haley Show and sponsored by Spirit Point Solution. Spirit Point Solution is a one-stop shop for leading-edge products, services, and training that starts off with your for multiple vendors. That starts from your AI training, corporate gifts, and so much more. They have everything you need to help your organization thrive in a modern economy. So check out all the valuable offerings at spiritpointonline.com. And remember, use our code VETSOS or anything you purchase there. That will help us continue our mission of improving the lives of those who have served. On today's show, we have a special guest. We have Miss Nikki Allmann. Hope I said that right. Retired senior master sergeant who served 22 years in the United States Air Force as a paralegal deployed to Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Kuwait, and the Philippines. She is now the founder of the Workout Warrior Foundation and co-owner of the Warrior X CrossFit and Warrior X Coffee. So she loves her fitness and her coffee, as you can see. After overcoming her own medical and personal battles during transition, Nikki turned her struggle into purpose, building programs that empower veterans, first responders, and adaptive athletes. She's a certified wellness coach, a personal trainer, advocate dedicated to proving that no one fights alone. Her mission today is to help heroes heal through fitness, community, and hope. How are you doing today, Miss Nikki?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I sounded
A-
really awesome there.
Absolutely. We want to go ahead and just hop right into the interview. So, 22 years, several deployments. So, looking back on that time when you were in the military, what were the three biggest lessons you learned in your transition from military life to civilian life, and how did it shape you today?
So my transition, I think like a lot of other people, it forced me to confront a lot of things that I didn't have a chance to confront or that I didn't confront when I was in the military.
Mm,
It was physical injuries, emotional trauma. Then once you're transitioning out, like a lot of veterans, you get hit with that lack of purpose, lack of community. You basically lose your identity because I've only had this on. Heck, I didn't even know have clothes to wear. It's like, what do I
yeah.
wear to work today? I didn't know. I had 22 years. I was in a uniform. I got told what to wear every single day.
Yes. Absolutely. Yep.
So taking off the uniform, I quickly learned that there are things that work for the general population that don't always work for the military or for us as veterans.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's important for us. We have to do our own research and kind of think outside the box and trying to find out what works for us
Hmm.
individually.
Got you. So now, so take me back. I mean, you've dealt with some things like as you mentioned earlier. Um, what was that spark that said, "Well, wait a minute. How can I turn this into helping people and still, like we talked about earlier, paying the bills on a weekly and monthly basis? Like, how did you turn that purpose into an entrepreneur? Right.
So I own the gym. I actually retired in September of 2022.
Okay.
2022. I retired and we had our gym opened up in October 1st of 2022. So I only had a few months in there. I knew I wanted to open a gym. I wasn't really in a place to open a gym yet, but I knew what I wanted to do and I knew I had a purpose. And
Okay.
I knew that purpose was fitness has always been a huge component in my life.
Hmm.
And so one of the biggest things with me was how can I apply that to help other people?
Okay.
So in my transition of my time of exiting the military, I didn't have a very good transition. I had a lot of mental health issues. So I was going through the VA trying to go to mental health treatments. I was trying to do a bunch of different things that I was supposed to do that the
Uh-huh.
military just kind of checks a box. So
Yeah.
the issue that happened with me was that my leadership was not very supportive. My leadership, I had gone to them and told them, I'm thinking of committing suicide. And they told me you're missing too much work. The mental health doctors told me that I was too messed up and that there wasn't really any helping me. So if you've
Wow.
never been told by a mental health provider that you're too messed up, it's a huge punch. So you think you're doing the right things, you think you're helping people, you think you're doing the different steps of it. And for me, that time came when I almost committed suicide. I had gone to a shooting range and had a gun to my head. At that particular moment, I realized that like I said earlier, the traditional methods of going through therapy and going through the medications. I was on 13 different types of meds. Those are not going to work for me as a veteran. I'm not saying that doesn't work for anyone. All I'm saying is for me, it didn't work. So
Hmm.
for that, I started looking outside the box and what I could physically do to help, which is what led me to the Workout Warrior Foundation and helping veterans and first responders struggling with post-traumatic stress.
Wow. I'm sorry you went through that. Definitely a bad look for leadership. I mean, because we as service members, when we're calling out for help and we need that help, we expect our leadership to lend that helping hand to get us. If they don't know how to handle it themselves, they at least know how to get the resources available to us. So I'm definitely sorry for that happening to you. Um, so so now that I mean, now that you're in the thick of it, you got the workout warrior business. What's been the most rewarding part of that, and what lights you up every day when you wake up?
The biggest thing for me is it's not a paycheck. For me, it's never a job if you show up and it's something that you love. For me, the biggest reward is, and there's been a lot of times, I'm not going to lie, that I've looked at my husband and said, sell the company. I was like, I'm done. I don't know. I would be making so much more money if I was not doing the things I'm doing.
Hmm.
Because like I said, I'm not a wealthy person, but I knew what I wanted to do and I knew I had a purpose. So I was kind of like, F it, let's send it. Let's just figure it out. We're either going to sink or fly.
Yeah.
So I ended up kind of going through that aspect of things, which we haven't taken a paycheck in 3 years. But the thing that every time it seems like it never fails, every single time that I have gone and told him this, that same day, I will get somebody that came up to me and said, "You helped me walk again," or "You saved my life." And I think that every single day is like, well, crap, if I'm not doing this, then who's going to do it?
Yeah.
So with us, like I said, our motto is no one fights alone. That means that if you walk in our door looking for help, it doesn't matter if we have the money in the bank, we don't have money for your things. We're going to find a way, or we're going to get you the help that you need, because that is something that I needed so much and I didn't have it. So I'm never going to turn a veteran away, regardless if they're coming in to reach out for help. So that's where we've kind of went with the no one fights alone aspect of things.
Got you. Got you. I mean, that's so commendable. I love hearing that. And I mean, you kind of touched on it earlier, but I want to ask this question. I mean, you do it with purpose. You don't do it for the paycheck. I mean, and we all know that being an entrepreneur is not always sunshine and rainbows. So what's for you, what's been the hardest part of this and maybe most frustrating part of the journey, and how you deal with it?
The hardest part, I think, is balancing the emotional weight of the stories that we carry, along with
Mm,
the financial realities of running both the nonprofit and the business as a whole. Um, in reality, I always say exactly, we run the business in a nonprofit. That's why we don't have money. Every time people ask us, well, you guys own a business, you guys have money. Well, exactly. That's
yeah.
exactly why we don't have anything. And again, there's days where you question your why, you know, calling husbands crying, you're going to have those bad days. But again, it's those moments that they transition out of it, that snap you back out of it into the truth, and to realize that the truth is much bigger than me. If I quit, if that veteran walks into the front door, is that door going to get shut in their face? And then what are they going to do? I've literally had people that came to me for a workout. I started talking to them, and they were actually going to commit suicide that evening, and gave me their suicide pills, and we were able to flush them down the toilet here at the gym.
Mm,
So things like that happen. And obviously, financially, it's challenging. We are a newer nonprofit, so I think the biggest issues that we have is trying to find the grants and the corporate sponsors. We're not that shiny penny yet. We're getting there.
yes.
We are local right now, but our goal is to branch out everywhere and partner with other veteran organizations so that we're able to branch out and help out other people throughout the United States.
Awesome. That is so awesome to hear. I mean, just hearing the story, I mean, it makes me want to get out and go work out. Just I don't work out. I work out lifting weights, but I don't do a lot of calisthenic stuff. But um, I mean, it really shows that when you find something you truly love, the money will follow behind you regardless of the situation and the circumstances. And I'm sure you can attest to that. You've attested to it the whole interview. So
Yeah, we've been so grateful. Local sponsors and donors, and just like monthly donations and things. If we have somebody that's here, we'll just be able to reach out to somebody and say, "Hey, we have a person like with the government shutdown." We had a
yeah.
lot of people facing hardships with the government shutdown, and so we had our big population is veterans, and they were affected by it. So I was like, "There's no way they're already going through so much. There's no way I'm canceling their memberships." So we ended up going from normally we have about 8 people in the program. We ended up going to about 21 for a couple months. So with that, though, comes responsibilities with it, and we didn't have the big. We also were affected because we do 2 big fundraisers a year,
Yeah.
so we were affected by the government shutdown because all of our big sponsors were busy. So we were just like, forget it. We're not adding to these people's stress. This is something that they need naturally. It's their best hour of the day. It's their one day that they don't have worries and concerns. So let's let's just keep the cost of that one for a couple months.
Got you. Got you. So now, Nikki, you said you didn't have much help when you transitioned out. How did you, where did you go did you use any veteran programs, mentors, or communities to help you launch your business? Any that you could recommend?
Yeah, oh, I definitely can recommend some great veteran programs. For the non the obvious one that I say saved my life is the Warrior Path program. I went through that. It taught me how to stay grounded. It taught me how to live in the present, that not to worry about your past because you can't change your past. You can't control your future. The only thing you can do is live where your feet are. There was
Mm,
3 major people that I talk to all the time, and they're business owners. But honestly, I equate them to saving my life, and that's Jason Dersch, Carla Walters, and Billy Britt with the Big Red Barn program. Made a profound impact not only on me but the lives of all the veterans that were in my class and organization. Because though they carried their own struggles, they showed up every single day and acted like our issues were the most important thing to them at that time. The next one that I would say is the University of Health and Performance. They've been a huge, huge, huge trainer for me. Specifically, I think that the biggest one down there is Ben Durham. He's still my mentor
hmm
today. I can call that man, and though he's super busy, he's the vice president of operations, and I'll call him and I'll have to yell at him sometimes and be like, "Hey, I just messaged you 32 times. Can you respond?" But he always gets back to me as soon as he can. He's got a little
Got
bit
you.
on his plate, so I have to give him some grace. But anytime I have a so I was thinking or a great idea, it's always great to have that one person to kind of be able to reach out to and kind of pick his brain and see if he's done it before. And then on top of that, between the 2 programs, I think combined, it
hmm
really taught me to pursue what I love versus taking the easy way out. So when I was with American Military University, I was really big into I was going to do legal studies because that's what I did in the military. And you get all these credits and things like that. And so I was about 90% done for
hmm
about 10 years. I was like,
Wow.
oh, I'm just going to take a class here or a class there. And so 6 months before I retired, I was able to switch my major into what I'm really, really, truly passionate about and take the kind of the big jump to health and wellness. So I went from a Bachelor of Arts to a Bachelor of Science. So I went from 90% done to about 45% done. But I have been able to continue I've been able to continue through that path for it, and now I've started my master's program with them and stuff like that. So, but I would recommend any of those programs if people are transitioning out or even while they're in currently, they're able to go in and do those programs.
Thank you for that, and congratulations on your pursuing your master's degree. That's a major accomplishment.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Like I didn't have enough going on, right? Just throw on a master's degree.
Yeah, just a little small things, no big deal. So so Nikki, tell me now what you run a nonprofit and you run a business. Like kind of explain to my viewers, or not viewers, our listeners, maybe viewers when they watch this on YouTube, but kind of explain to us the two entities, what they do differently, and like who do you serve and what makes them different?
So the Workout Warrior Foundation and Warrior X CrossFit basically serve the same people. We serve veterans, we serve first responders, civilians, adaptive athletes through accessibility, fitness, nutrition, and wellness practices. And then the biggest thing is sense of community, which is built on our core belief that no one fights alone. What makes us a little bit different is our integrated approach. We never think that we're that you go to a lot of gyms and it's CrossFit's the best or powerlifting's the best or weightlifting's the best. We incorporate all that together. So we have a Olympic lifter. We have people here that come and teach yoga on certain days. We try to incorporate everything so that there's a little bit of something for everyone, but they're coming in and learning something different. We combine the evidence-based so we go through fitness, the whole person healing principles that we've learned throughout the programs. But now we're replacing them. We're not replacing those core beliefs. We're just adding it, kind of like a phase two, I guess you could say, for some of these other programs. And more than anything, I think is our sense of community. Every single person that walks through their door, and if you go through any of our reviews and everything, it's like it's a family. I've gone to 1-year-old babies' birthday parties. I've gone to baby showers. I haven't had a 1-year-old in 20 years. So, but I've actually went to a baby's birthday the other day, and I was the same age as their grandparents. So I was
Got you.
That's what it is. But we try to go to anything where our community really realizes that we care and it's not a fake care. It's something that we know what you're going through and it doesn't matter what caused you to get there. We're
Mhm.
here for you and we're going to help you through it, irregardless.
Got you. Fully understand that. So now, for those of us that don't know, we're kind of how can we learn more about and get connected with you? Where should anyone go for that?
Well, they can always email me and ask more questions. And that's Nikki.Allmann, ALLMANN at workout-warriors.org. They can actually go to www.workout-warriors.org or www.warriorxcrossfit.com. Social media, we're not fancy. It's always Workout Warrior Foundation and Warrior X CrossFit.
Got you. And just let one last thing so everyone knows where are you locally located exactly.
So we're in Columbia, South Carolina right now. We do have a mobile trailer unit that we've been trying to get in. We have it borrowed right now from Beaver Fit, like on a long-term loan for it. But we are looking to try to branch out throughout South Carolina and then go into North Carolina and Florida and Georgia also. So right now we are in Columbia, South Carolina, but we have partnered with several other gyms in the local area if people need help.
Perfect. All right. So right now she's in Colombia, but look out, probably next 5 to 10 years, she'll probably be a nationwide program. You heard it here first. All right. All right. So we're going to wrap up today's show. We want to thank Nikki for joining us on the VET S.O.S podcast today. On behalf of the VET S.O.S family, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us and listening in and watching this channel right now. So you can find the VET S.O.S podcast on all your favorite platforms, the YouTube, all social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us so you don't miss anything such as this amazing interview we did today. And so remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the VET S.O.S Lifeline.